some hand grenades, homemade hand grenades that had screws and bolts and nails in it. And there were improvised weapons, explosive devices, IEDs. Threw it at a crowd of Muslim Jake Lang. Remember how Jake Lang on in the past when he was still in prison illegally. I look forward to all those people that went to prison are suing to get recompense, and that should happen for them. But Jake Lang was in prison. He would only be able to talk to me from prison for a few minutes. So we did several shows together. He kept us informed about, what was happening. Eventually he was released. Trump came in and did carpet pardons for everybody. And most people, I guess there's still some that are still in prison, but most people got off. And Jake Lang got real motivated to go after, extreme liberalism, which is basically what Islam is, right? So he's been down to Texas. I'll show you where he took some pigs and demonstrated with pigs. And then he had a goat up in New York. And I guess the ISIS extremists, notified their bros in Pennsylvania. They sent a couple hit team over to take out, take them out with improvised explosives. And I guess God was like, nope, we're not going to have those go off. Right. So who's God on side of? All right. So President Trump seems to believe, and I believe, that God is on our side because he says the Iran war is mostly complete. Right. So we'll see how that works out. Maybe he has some insight. Maybe they're ready to unconditionally surrender. The details are being worked out. Regardless of whatever happened, oil prices had been hammering upwards, up almost $120 a gallon. And they just went back to like $80. I mean, it's incredible. Silver price went up. It had been down, been manipulated down. The Dow Jones was going to crash by 1,000 points. It went up. NASDAQ went up. It was going to crash. So everything turned around today. That's how fast things are happening out there. I talked about it yesterday. How things are speeding up, and of course, we had the time change. That friggin' time change that all of Americans pretty much at this point. I think at the last poll that I saw was like 80% of Americans wanted the time change bullshit to stop, but we have a completely inefficient, don't listen to us, Congress and Senate. They don't listen to us. We tell them what we want. 80% of people don't want the times to change because it screws up our rhythm. It screws up our biological clocks. But they can't even change that. So, and we look at Iran. We look at Iran, everybody's saying it was like 30, 40. Some people come in my chat, say it was 100,000 people. They've heard from sources in Iran that it's 100,000 people that have been, killed by this brutal regime. How many millions of people were killed by that vaccination they pushed on us? Our country here in the U.S. and in Europe. So, who are the Islamist extremists? Our governments. And of course, there are the Islamists who they've invited in because there's so much like them. They love them. Mamdani went after Jake Lang before he went after the guys that threw the hand grenades. And he covered for them until the press started going, hey, at least we have some press. And when I heard it, I was like, did some people in Jake Lang's group throw those bombs? No. Now we're starting to get the full scope of this. But Mamdani, blames the people that are basically protesting against this radical Islam that's taking over our country, and it's the Uniparty and the Islamist extremists that they've invited in to basically, destroy us, right? So this is where we're at right now. All right, so we have the new Ayatollah, worse than his father. Mojtaba Khamenei, 56, was named Iran's third supreme leader on March 8th. I guess his wife was killed, his father was killed, and he was wounded in the attack, but he survived, evidently. Now, some are saying that he is wounded. Was he wounded just recently? But regardless, Trump has said that he's unacceptable. Only unconditional surrender. All right. With unconditional surrender, that whole regime gets replaced. Now, you might be saying, well, what do the people think? Well, you know, there's a very, very few people that are actually Muslims in Iran. That's right. We thought there was like the whole country was Muslim, right? No, it's not like that whatsoever. In fact, there's a percentage of mosques that are being closed in Iran. So they have 75,000 mosques, and 50,000 of them are being closed over the last several years due to declining attendance. And I've heard that the only reason why they have the ones as many as they still have is because they use them as toilets. The people use them to go in and use the toilet and then leave. Right? So approximately 67% of mosques in Iran are currently closed. So it sounds like there wasn't a lot of Muslims that came in. Well, there's not a lot of Muslims there, obviously. And the ones that are there came in and radicalized everything. See how quickly things can be taken over? See how quickly New York City was taken over by radical Muslim? See how quickly that was? Oh, I promise you everything's going to be fine. And now they're getting a taste of what it's going to be like, right? Getting a taste of what it's going to be like. And if he and his cohorts have their way, New York City's gone, right? It will be like Iran, right? So this is what we're looking at. So Iran's new supreme leader wounded in Ramadan war. So, you know, I don't know if he was wounded before or if he's recently wounded. Regardless, if they don't do an unconditional surrender, they'll target him. Like I've said, this is the way we do these things. I've been involved in those for, well over a decade, couple decades, really, where, somebody says, I'm the leader, and it's like, okay. So we go in and blow them up or shoot them up like we did with Osama bin Laden. And then somebody else comes along, I'm the new leader. Boom, and then somebody else comes, well, I'm the new leader. Boom. So that's the way it's going to be until there's unconditional surrender there in Iran, right? It's going to be boom, boom until we get, complete removal of these radical Islamists. So churches burned to the ground, pastors executed in public squares, families forced to renounce their faith or face the sword. Across the world, Christianity is under attack. All right. In Nicaragua, priests are arrested for speaking against the regime. So we know that we are in Nicaragua now. We just went in there. We're helping them out. So to take down the cartels. Cartels basically run the government, a lot of these governments like in Mexico and so forth. So we're coming in to free the people of those countries, just like Iran, guys, all over the world, even in Britain. So Keir Starmer is like, you need some. Oh, you asked for carriers. All their carriers are in mothballs. I don't know whether you got to knock out the mothballs and try and crank them back up. And we'll send our carriers. You need more carriers? And Trump's like, F you, the war's already over. And so we're looking at you. If we need help in the future, we're not coming to you. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So Nigeria, deadliest place in the world to be a Christian. In the past 20 years, 50,000 have been slaughtered. Again, I will point you to the extremists that took over our government and pushed the shot and massacred, slaughtered millions of us, right? Here, America and around the world. So the land of poets and kings transformation into an Islamic theocracy was not inevitable. Before 1979, Iran was a rapidly modernizing nation under the rule of the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. While his regime had its share of repression, particularly against political dissents, it also championed westernization, economic growth, and women's rights, which are completely gone in Iran until now. Right? The streets of Tehran bore little resemblance to what they do today. Women were not compelled to cover themselves. Cultural life flourished with cinemas, nightclubs, and a vibrant art scene. So with the Shah of Iran, led by Ayatollah Khomeini, came in, uprising against the Shah was fueled by a mix of economic dissatisfaction, opposition to his authorization, and so forth. So then they said, you have to follow us. After they got rid of the Shah, they're like, and I've seen this in these Muslim countries, guys. They'll kick out they'll have in their heads that whoever's in power is, forcing them to do whatever they don't want to do, and they don't have free will. So they come in and they take down a government, and then it gets replaced by radical Muslims. And they thought they had it bad before. It ain't even a drop in a bucket of what happens afterwards. Just like happened in Iran. Iran is a model for what will happen in New York City and other cities throughout America if we don't stop it. We don't stop it, right? Radical Islam, radical Democrats, radical Islamist Democrats, all right? So it's the same thing. It's the same mindset, same control systems, everything. The enemy is within. All right, so we're gonna have to really start to look at this. We're seeing it. We're seeing it in Iran, and now after we're seeing it in Iran, we're starting to refocus back on America. Wow, it's here, right? The thing that we're fixing over there is here. So the radicalization is happening in our systems. We have, if it's not radicalization by the leftist people of the world, it is, they're coming in and doing other things. So let's look at. You would think that in Texas, Texas is, everybody looks at Texas as you don't mess with Texas, right? But they have some serious problems in Texas. James Tellerico. So he can't make it 20 seconds without getting super creepy about basic questions. So look at this white liberal woman. She's just gushing over this young liberal Democrat that was elected recently in a primary in Texas. What is going on, Texans? What are you guys thinking about?
Something that you love that's not family or friends.
I love, I'm just saying this because it's on my mind,
all right, so look at her gushing, her eyes are glowing, and then this creepo, listen to what he says.
Trans children who showed up yesterday at the state capitol.
Look, the smile goes away, the glow in the eyes are gone, and she's realizing this guy is an moron, right? He is a radical Islamist in a Democrat suit.
Advocate for their humanity. They shouldn't have to, but it was an inspiration to watch.
All right. So you guys do know that the only place in the Middle East, so everywhere in the Middle East, that kind of creepiness is not allowed. You can't be openly gay, but you can be gay in the background, because they're all gay as hell over there. And you can't, bestiality, you name it, it's all crazy over there, guys. I watched it quietly for years. It's like, I can't speak out about this because I'm working for the military and I'm working for the CIA, and you can't go on social media and blow this stuff up. I can now. I can now because I'm not working with them anymore. So it's pathetic. they're pathetic as hell. Hypocritical, radical, moronic, low IQ, low EQ, emotional quotient, intelligence, everything. So, and I'm not even getting started. I'm getting started how bad it is, guys. I've been pointing some things out over time. Now, in Iran was the only place that you could come and openly, just like the Demtards, you could go and you could be whatever you want. Whatever you want. It's okay. It's cool. Right. You want transgenderism, whatever it is, like guys, whatever you like, right? It's wide open in Iran because they're trying to destroy completely the society, the fabric of society. But the people there are pushing back. They push back massively. They have had a massive revival of Christianity in Iran. It's like 80-20. Yeah, it's only 20% of those Muslims left. So they just need a little bit of oomph. And that's what President Trump gave them. And of course, the U.S. military, and it's all gone. All right. It's all going down the drain, like Roto-Rooter, right? You guys remember Roto-Rooter? Yeah, I won't sing it. So I want to, because sometimes I sing songs where like people are like, oh, I hated that. So you just do your own music. All right. Do the music in your head. All right. So Jake Lang, bomb attack on activists in New York during protests against Mammy Donnie in after Roe over goat antics. So he had well, let me show you this. He had pigs when he was protesting the Muslims in Texas, and here in New York he's got a goat, because you know how I told you about bestiality, right? And they don't like pigs. A pig is like, they can't eat it. Although I had a buddy of mine, Jad, who was in Libya, and they ran him out. His family was part of, the political elite at one time. Who was the guy that was in charge of Iran? God, Saddam Hussein, and then it was like Khomeini. So not Khomeini, it was Gaddafi, Omar Gaddafi. So Gaddafi ran his family out, killed one of his uncles, and the family runs off and comes to America. So he becomes a Navy SEAL. So perfect. And he's all over the Muslim world now. So good for him. But Jad, we would go out to eat breakfast, and he loved to go out and eat breakfast because he got to eat bacon. So when we would order, I get an omelet, sometimes a side of bacon. It came with bacon, whatever. So, us guys, we like meat, right? So Jad would say, bring me a double order of bacon. And everybody's looking at him like, what? And aren't you not supposed to eat bacon? And he's like, F that. I got suppressed on bacon my whole life, and now I'm eating it all. So he would eat like bacon like crazy. So so we had Jake Lang go to an event in, I'll pull it up if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. So he went to an event in Texas, Plano, Texas, I believe it was, and he took some piglets. Right. I remember he was carrying a big ass pig too. So, and then he did a talk where he was talking about how the crusade is coming back. I was like, oh, dude, they're going to come after you. And sure enough, they did. They put out a hit on him in New York. So they called up some flunkies in Pennsylvania. They came over and tried to take him out. But I guess God decided not. All right, so their little bombs didn't go off. Fortunately for everybody, not just Jake Lang, because it landed. If it'd gone off, it probably might have killed him, and it would have killed a lot of cops that are around there. Of course, Muslims don't like cops because they stop them from doing what they want to do. Same thing with liberals; they don't like cops because they want to do whatever they want to do. Same thing. All right, so here's Jake Lang. I'm going to play a little clip of this. because it's basically hammering them. And I like that.
The Muslim kryptonite, the piglets. That was the Muslim prayer call you just heard right there. All right, guys. Our country was founded by strong men who are willing to stand in the face of evil. And our country will be saved by strong Christian men who are willing to stand in the face of Islam again. We have a birthright. We have a right to self-determination in this country. You will not outbreed us and change our laws to Sharia law. We are wise to your wicked plans that you have already accomplished in London. We are wise to your wicked plans that you have taken over Europe. America will never fall like Europe has fallen because our people here are strong. That's right.
All right. So, yeah, that's, inciting violence, of course. And, it did come for him. I don't know. Maybe I can get Jake on again and have him give his point of view. But he is, kudos to him because he's basically out there like pushing hard back on them. That's what we need, guys. Like he said, we need strong Christian men to stand up against evil. All right. And my wife says this all the time to me, and I agree with her. So you strong men, I don't care if you're black, white, brown, yellow, whatever your skin color, red, green, you can get involved in this, be a man, step up, and let's start to push back on this nonsense. All right. So until we do, they keep pushing. The only way they understand, that they can't push on us and take over is if we come in and basically say F you. All right. So here is Jake Lang at the event in New York outside of Ma'am Donnie's home. So here he is with a goat, what I said about bestiality. So he's got the goat, and it says someone, and they caught the two people. They're both Muslim extremists. A nail bomb was allegedly hurled at right-wing activist Jake Lang as he was protesting in New York on Saturday. Videos of the incident were widely shared online. So here he is right here, same thing. He's pushing. He's inciting those Muslims to get the hell out. All right.
Support white liberal women.
Support white liberal women. or did he say deport them? I don't know.
Support the white liberal women.
All right, so they saw the hand grenade, the bomb, and they skedaddled. Right, so that is, you run away when they show up with their explosive vest or when they throw a bomb like that. Lucky, very lucky, that one didn't go off. So they're probably looking at that and trying to figure out why. Maybe we won't know because they don't want to let them know. You guys, you forgot to attach this and put this there, and that's why it didn't go off. They're probably not going to say, right? Hopefully they don't, but it's New York. Maybe they will, right? So it is moving. Like I've been telling you guys, we're right up. We're there. It's happening. This is the beginning stages. This is how they come in, and then they have Ma'am Donnie that does cover for them, right? So here it is again. So they're like, we're still alive. The bomb didn't go off. What happened? So he comes back, and then he starts to taunt them some more. And this is the way it's going to be. I hate that it comes to this, but it is something that has to happen. Strong men have to stand up, guys. And who knows? I don't know how much longer Matt, you want bacon? I know you just mentioned bacon, and some of us guys are like, what? Where? So, and now some of you guys are not into meat, and that's okay, but some of us are. So, you know, that's the beauty of America. You can be what you want to be as long as you don't interfere with anyone else's, you know, thing. Like if you came in and you like, you know, took away all the bacon, like, you know, the Muslims do, you would not be liked very much by those of us who like the bacon. And I don't eat bacon every day, of course. Very rarely I eat bacon these days, but I do enjoy a little bacon. I remember one time I did a video just several years ago, is this pig farm, and they made a slide for them into a pool. So the pigs would go, they had a way that they could go up the slide, and they slid into the pool. They're having so much fun. I shared that. And then everybody was like, bacon. I was like, come on. It's like, come on. Yeah, squeal like a pig, boy. So that's what we're seeing. That's where we're going to have to push this thing, guys. We can play with it, but eventually we're going to have to push these guys out, right? It's done. It's done. The radical, like I think he was saying, deport liberal white women. It's like, whoa, you just want to like just, you know, throw barbs at everybody. But it is a problem. We know it's a problem. Liberal white women. And until we fix these problems, we're going to have more problems. So you guys remember, or probably do, it was, I guess, God, it's been, I think almost 4 years ago, that they had a train with explosives or potential. They could be, it was like ammonium nitrate, a train that had like these pellets of ammonium nitrate, 30,000, or was it 60,000 pounds? 30 tons. So about 60,000 pounds of chemical that were on these trains. And it was like, it left from Idaho, or was it Wisconsin? What was it? Cheyenne, Idaho, right? Wyoming. So Wyoming, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and it ended up in Central California, and it didn't have any more of the ammonium nitrate on it. It just vanished. It still had the seals on it, and they're like, it's still sealed. Maybe it leaked out. It's like, well, go back up the track, and if you see little pellets of ammonium nitrate, then it leaked out. 16 months later, they're still doing the investigation. I think they covered it up. Well, I don't think so. They covered it up, period. You could either go back and find it, or it's just disappeared. And having disappeared is not acceptable, right? So the FBI, I guess, investigated, and the train company investigated, and we never got satisfaction with that. We never got satisfaction with that. It's insane. You think there would be, like, everybody would be like scouring the tracks, and you know, what are those Ring? As the trains go by, you go knock on people's doors. Can we look at your Ring camera and see if there's a train? You know, the train goes by here. Yeah, you can look at it. And so you would think satellites and all kind of crazy stuff, but we can't figure out what happened to those little ammonium nitrate pellets that disappeared from that train. How about that? And that was during, of course, Biden's administration. So they're supplying them, I think, supplying them with the weapons of our destruction. And we're going to have to clean up. It's going to have to happen. All right. So let's look at this little video.
Kayumi are now reportedly in federal custody, being interviewed by the FBI in connection to the devices. Our Bill Malusian has learned that Balat's parents are naturalized U.S. citizens from Turkey, and Kayumi's parents are naturalized citizens from Afghanistan. One of the suspects was captured saying this as he was taken into custody.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Yes,
So the confirmed IED.
All right. So they're basically saying now that these guys are saying that they're ISIS inspired. All right, so it's on, guys. It's going to start happening.
One that we know has been tested and confirmed to be an explosive. Well, that was thrown yesterday afternoon outside Gracie Mansion during a clash of protest. The initial protest was called.
So here's Jake with the goat. Crazy man.
Stop the Islamic takeover of New York. City, stop New York City public Muslim prayer, and was ordered.
All right, so there you go. That's, Jake Lang shows up and the extremists show up. So who's going to be next? Is it Mike going to show up for an event and the Muslim extremists show up, or President Trump show up and Muslim extremists show up? Who knows? So it's on. So Mamdani faces backlash after protest outside Gracie Mansion. So Zohran Mamdani, the mayor of New York City, condemned a protest organized by Christian activist Jake Lang outside the mayor's residence, calling Lang a white supremacist. However, Mamdani refused to label the two Muslim men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Nick, who allegedly they have, it's on camera, you can see it. So they see him throwing them. Threw bombs at Lang's protest while yelling Allahu Akbar as terrorist. This has raised concerns about Mammy Danny's loyalties and his willingness to side with Islamic extremists over those critical of Islam. All right. So let's look at this other video. It's like we can get the information, but unless we act on it, it makes no difference.
In New York City this morning after two counter-protesters were arrested for throwing bomb-like devices at anti-Islam protesters who were outside the mayor of New York's home. In the first video here, you can see one of those devices right there thrown on the ground, right there, the black device, and then all these officers scatter and get out of the area. In another video, you can hear and see that second device there on the ground right there. Certainly a scary situation. No one immediately knew what it was here. One of those suspects here identified as 18-year-old Amir Balat of Pennsylvania.
An 18-year-old man lit and threw an ignited device toward the protest area, landing in the crosswalk of East 87th Street and East End Avenue. Witnesses reported seeing flames and smoke as it traveled through the air, before it struck a barrier and extinguished itself a few feet from police officers.
NYPD did examine those devices. They found one of those was an improvised explosive capable of, quote, serious injury and or death. Luckily, nobody was hurt. Now, in the past 24 hours, police also searched a vehicle about a block or so away from what happened. They do say this car was connected to what's going on. The details of it still under review this morning, Jen.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani also facing brutal backlash over his response to that attack. Mamdani posted a statement labelizing the protest organizer as a white supremacist. But no.
All right. So remember when Mamdani got people of New York, we're going to pay you to shovel snow. Well, these crazy people, started made snowballs and started throwing them at the police. Some of them had rocks within the snowballs. Some of them had ice in the snowballs. I don't think any police were injured, but this is the type of, like I said, the radical liberals and the radical Muslims do not like America. They don't like America. So let's send them to someplace where they'll be loved, right? Or exterminated somewhere else. I don't know. So that's the problem that we have right now. These radical liberals and these radical Muslims teaming up to destroy America. They hate America. They hate America. And we give them all kinds of sustenance and, Probably all of them are out there that are protesting or on, welfare or something. So FBI secretly seizes election records from Arizona's largest county as voting probe expands. Now, remember, they went into Atlanta, and now Fulton County, Georgia, and now they're going into Maricopa County, which is the root of evil in Arizona. Arizona, great state. Atlanta or Georgia, great state. But we have, radical Democrats and radical Islamists all over the place, right? So we have to get rid of them, guys. We have to. Some of you men out there are going to have to stand up and get serious. All right, a lot of you men, unfortunately. So we're seeing, like I said earlier, the stock market turn around today. We'll see what happens if that was a dead cat bounce or if that's actually a turnaround. Now, Palestinians, they have let me show you this. They have a martyrs. So now a lot of people are, why does Israelis go in and, hammer Hamas the way they do? So this goes all the way. I remember this before the first Gulf War against Saddam Hussein. He paid $25,000 for Palestinian bombers. Saddam Hussein is paying $25,000. This is back in March 26, 2002. I was there in late November, December of 2002 when he was bye-bye. When he was captured, I landed because I did a sweat lodge. And we pray that when I came into Iraq, that we would find Saddam Hussein because he was missing. The moment I landed, they found Saddam Hussein in a hole. And so that night we got to see Saddam Hussein there in Baghdad. So he was paying $25,000. So what they do is they breed little kids like crazy so they can turn them into bombers so they can make money. What kind of people do that shit? All right. This is what we're up against. This is what we're up against, guys. And they've been doing it for a long time. So you're like, Mike, that was Saddam Hussein. He's gone. They don't do that anymore. Pardon moi, but let me show you that the Europeans, and remember when Biden gave tons of money to the Palestinians and his buddy Obama gave a bunch of money to the Palestinians? What do you think they did with that money? What do you think they did with that money? Right. Palestinian pay for slay. Pay for slay, guys. They pay people to go out and slay people like us and Jews, right? Christians and Jews, because we're not Muslim and we're not radical like them. Palestinians pay for slay policy isn't over, Watchdog says, citing Saturday payouts. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas had signed a decree in February canceling the program, an announcement which was met with widespread European approval. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Although it was a lie. So they lie. They lie to us because we're infidels. They can lie to us. They don't have to be truthful. All right. So the Watchdog outlined a 2-week timeline in which families of prisoners and those killed in attacks pressed the Palestinian authorities for updates, held small demonstrations in Ramallah on October 20th. So this is back in last year, right? And they were told informally by post office staff that payments would be made on Saturday without an official statement. So they backdoored it and paid it anyway. Pay for slay. So, wow. So European officials later welcomed what they described as reforms in a September 25th communique. That's French, communique. The French foreign minister said, We welcome the reforms already underway by the Palestinian authorities. The abrogation of the prisoners' payment system that is now effective. Lies. So they started paying them money. So Brussels announced $202 million in assistance to the Palestinian Authority, including $150 million to support the Palestinian Authority in ensuring the delivery of key public services. They live like, you saw the bombings. They were like bombing ghettos. They're probably like bombing it. So you guys are living in ghettos. You turn these places into shitholes. We're just going to like wipe it and rebuild. I'm not being, because I know a lot of you think it's like horrific. You saw pictures of people killed and blah, blah, blah. Remember, it's a movie, guys. All right. So in its analysis on and on that line, remember how Iran said that we bombed one of their schools where little girls were? Negative. Basically what happened is we had canceling devices that send electromagnetic pulses out and stop one of their cruise missiles, which once it gets interfered with, it just tumbles to the earth. Oh, that was their cruise missile, which killed their own children. Hello. So, wow. The watchdog estimates the Palestinian Authority historically spent more than $30 million per month on these payments before the Gaza war, and says the number of eligible recipients has since grown because they've killed a lot of martyrs. And that's how these families get paid. That's how they make money, and they live rich because they pay rich, right? Normally these guys maybe make $1,000 a year, guys, and they get a $25,000 stipend when one of their babies goes out and kills himself, or gets put in prison, and they get that over and over and over again. So anyway, I thought you guys would like to know the truth. You guys like knowing the truth? Go ahead and tell me if you like knowing the truth. Truth will set you free. Truth will set you free. Anybody like the truth? Go ahead and put it in it. Say, I like truth. I like truth. I like truth. Yes. Yes. All right, Jim, you like truth? Freedom, truth, free. Yes. Truth will set you free. That's right. All right. Okay. Truth. Absolutely. Absolutely. Truth. All right. See, I love the truth. Absolutely. Why would you like lies? All right. Then you like lies. You like getting blown up. You guys like getting blown up. You like hearing about people getting blown. You want to be blown up. You like hearing about people blowing up. I got a lot of friends who got blown up and hung from bridges and all kind of crazy stuff by these crazy people. All right. So they lie. They're going to kill us, and we got to get rid of them before they do. All right. I'm not trying to instigate anything crazy. You guys, that we have to be informed. And sometimes we can stop out evil through peaceful means, right? I hope we do. But we can't, we have to do it from a place of power. All right. Let them know that we're not effing around. You don't want to assimilate, get the hell out. Right? You don't like America, get the hell out. It's freaking simple. It's simple. Quit stealing from us like the pirates from Somalia. It's crazy. All right, guys, lots of love, stay in love vibration, and I will see you guys next time.